Chosen one. You were watched for a reason. You are rising for a purpose. From the very beginning, something within you set you apart. Perhaps you never quite fit in, not because you were less, but because you were more. More aware, more sensitive, more open to the unseen layers of life that most people overlook. The signs, the coincidences, the subtle pull of destiny, they were never accidents. You have been watched, guided, and tested, not to break you, but to awaken you. Every hardship, every loss, every moment you questioned why you had to walk such a difficult path was a preparation. You are not behind. You are being refined. You are not forgotten. You are being chosen again in this very moment to rise into the purpose that has always been written into your soul. Before we go deeper, I want you to stay with me until the end of this message, because something powerful happens when you listen with your heart open. Let this be a moment of alignment. As you listen, allow your energy to merge with the rhythm of these words. And when you finish, I invite you to write your warmest wishes in the comments and add the number 66. This number carries the vibration of manifestation and harmony. It amplifies intention and calls back the energy you release. When you write your wish, you are not just typing words. You are sending a signal into the universe that your desires are alive, that they matter, and that they are ready to materialize. Let your wish be a beam of light. Let your intention join with the collective energy of everyone who believes in new beginnings. Together, we are creating a current of hope that ripples far beyond this moment. Chosen one, your destiny awaits. Click the hype button, like this video, subscribe, and walk with us into the light. Now, chosen one, understand this truth. Being watched is not about surveillance or control. It is about guardianship. There are forces, both seen and unseen, that have always observed your journey, not to interfere but to ensure that your path unfolds as it must. Every person who came into your life, every event that repeated until you learned the lesson, it all carried a message. Sometimes it was wrapped in pain, sometimes in joy, but always it was there to draw out your strength. You may have wondered why others seemed to move easily while you carried invisible weight. That weight was the sacred pressure of transformation. The universe placed more on your shoulders because it knew what was within you. You have been sculpted by fire, molded by silence, refined by endurance. And now, something within you is stirring, a rise that cannot be stopped. There are moments when you can almost feel the shift in the air around you. It's as if time slows, the noise fades, and a quiet certainty whispers, "It's your turn." That is the awakening of purpose. The watchers, call them ancestors, guides, higher energies, divine intelligence, have always known this moment would come. They watched not because you were weak, but because you were destined to hold light in a world that often forgets its own radiance. They waited for the exact alignment of your spirit and the world's need. That time is now. You are rising because the world requires your frequency, your courage, your authenticity. Do not underestimate what your presence does for others. Even in silence, your energy teaches. There is something sacred about endurance, something divine about surviving what was meant to silence you. You may not have realized it, but every heartbreak, every betrayal, every time you had to rebuild from nothing, you were being initiated. You were being taught how to see beyond appearances, how to find meaning in chaos, how to love when everything told you to close your heart. That is the mark of the chosen. Not that life is easy, but that you rise anyway. You keep showing up. You keep believing. The watchers have seen you fall and stand again, and in every rise they saw your light expand. That light has now become uncontainable. You are entering a season where your inner fire begins to draw things toward you, opportunities, people, miracles, because energy always seeks resonance, and your frequency is rising. When you walk through life as one who is chosen, you begin to notice how everything becomes a teacher. The stranger's kindness, the delay that saves you from harm, the dream that lingers in the morning, all of them are messages guiding you toward alignment. You realize that even the stillness has a voice. You no longer chase. You attract. You no longer beg. You become. The chosen path is not about superiority, it's about responsibility. You are trusted with awareness, and that awareness changes how you move. You stop fighting for approval and begin listening for purpose. You start realizing that what once broke you was only sculpting your strength to carry what is now coming. And yes, people have watched, some with admiration, some with confusion, some with quiet jealousy, but it was all part of your preparation. You were watched to be witnessed, because your rise is meant to inspire others who feel unseen. There comes a time in every chosen soul's journey when the silence breaks. After years of feeling hidden, the doors begin to open. The people who doubted you start to notice. The ones who dismissed you feel your energy shift. It's not revenge, it's revelation. The watchers see you stepping into what they always knew you were capable of. You do not have to prove yourself. Your becoming speaks louder than any explanation. This rise is not about ego, it's about alignment. You are no longer carrying what does not belong to you. You are no longer shrinking to fit the comfort of others. You are standing in the truth of who you are, and that truth has power. You are watched because your journey carries codes, lessons that others will awaken through your example. When you understand this, you stop resenting the waiting seasons. You start realizing that everything had to happen exactly as it did. The isolation was necessary to teach you discernment. The rejection was necessary to redirect you. The delays were necessary to synchronize divine timing. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. Every test was a calibration of your energy, preparing you to hold what you once prayed for. This is why, when you finally begin to rise, it feels different. It's not rushed or forced. It flows. You don't have to chase opportunities. They recognize your vibration and come to you. The watchers who guided you smile in the unseen because they know you have arrived at the doorway of your destiny. And yet, even as you rise, humility remains your anchor. Because true purpose is never about power over others. It's about service. You were watched for a reason, not to be idolized, but to be activated. You carry frequencies of healing, of truth, of love, and as you embody them, you awaken those same frequencies in others. The chosen one's mission is not loud, but its impact is deep. Every word you speak with intention ripples outward. Every act of kindness alters timelines. Every moment you choose love over fear strengthens the collective field. You are a living bridge between what is and what can be. That is why your journey had to be so intense. It built the spiritual stamina to hold light without burning out. The watchers, who may appear as coincidences, intuitions, or gentle inner nudges, will keep guiding you. But now the relationship shifts. You are no longer only watched. You are now a watcher too. You become conscious of the patterns in others, the hidden potential in their pain, the way destiny weaves through the ordinary. This awareness is a gift and a responsibility. Use it to uplift, to guide, to remind others of their own purpose. Because your rise is not an ending, it's a beginning of a higher cycle. The chosen one rises not for recognition, but for contribution. And as you continue walking, remember, being chosen does not mean being perfect. It means being real. It means allowing yourself to be human while holding divine awareness. It means forgiving yourself for the times you doubted your own light. The Watchers never judged you for your mistakes. They saw your heart, your intent, your effort. They watched because you were learning how to master creation through experience. You learned how to speak life into darkness, how to see beauty in the breaking, how to love even when love was not returned. Those are the marks of a soul that has graduated through fire. You are rising now, and this rise feels different because it is authentic. You're not climbing out of desperation. You're expanding from alignment. The universe moves with you because you finally move with it. You're not resisting the flow. You are the flow. The same eyes that once watched you struggle now watch you soar, and you understand that none of it was wasted. You are not who you were a year ago or even yesterday. You have evolved, and that evolution is the proof of purpose. The rise of the chosen one is not a single moment of triumph, but a gradual unveiling of truth. It happens in layers, like dawn breaking over the horizon, light creeping softly, then suddenly revealing everything that was hidden in the dark. There was a time when you felt small, uncertain of where you fit. You may have looked at others and wondered why their path seemed clearer, their steps surer. But chosen ones are not built in comfort. They are sculpted in shadow, because only the dark can teach you how to see the light within. What once felt like isolation was actually incubation. What once felt like endings were quiet beginnings. You were being prepared not for an ordinary life, but for a life of meaning that touches others even when you don't realize it. When you start to rise, something extraordinary begins to happen around you. People respond differently to your energy. Some are drawn to it instinctively, sensing a calm power in your presence. Others may become unsettled, unsure of why they feel the need to question, challenge, or distance themselves. Do not take it personally. The vibration of the chosen one disrupts patterns. It awakens awareness in others, sometimes before they are ready. You have become a mirror to the world, reflecting both its beauty and its fear. This is part of your purpose, to bring light to what is asleep, not by force but by being. Every act of authenticity sends ripples through the collective field. Every time you stand in truth, someone else finds permission to do the same. You may notice how the Watchers, the energies, ancestors, or unseen guides, still linger near you, but their role changes. They are no longer the guardians holding your hand. They have stepped back to let you walk as one of them. You have reached a point of alignment where you begin to co-create with the universe consciously. You start to see how your thoughts, emotions, and actions weave together into tangible outcomes. Manifestation no longer feels mysterious. It becomes natural, like breathing. Because you have mastered the unseen balance between surrender and intention, the universe now trusts you with greater responsibility. You are no longer merely guided. You are guiding energy itself. Every challenge you overcame becomes wisdom. Every closed door becomes a compass. Every scar becomes a signature of resilience. The Watchers knew this. They watched you crumble and rebuild, not out of cruelty, but out of reverence for what you were becoming. They could not interfere because your strength had to be earned, not given. And now, as you rise, you begin to understand the purpose behind their silence. The waiting seasons taught you patience. The unanswered prayers taught you faith. The loneliness taught you how to hear your own soul. These lessons are the architecture of your purpose. Without them, you would not have the empathy, depth, or clarity you now carry. There is a sacred calm that begins to follow the chosen one once awareness settles. You stop rushing, stop proving, stop needing validation. You realize that your worth was never something to earn. It was something to remember. The Watchers smile when they see this moment of recognition. It is the point where struggle transforms into sovereignty. You begin to move through life not as a seeker, but as a creator. You notice how divine timing arranges meetings, opportunities, and experiences precisely when your energy matches them. You are no longer lost in the noise. You are attuned to the rhythm of existence itself. This is what it means to rise, not to climb above others, but to stand fully in the harmony of your true self. Yet, rising does not mean the absence of tests. The higher you go, the subtler the challenges become. The universe will continue to refine you, not to punish, but to polish your light. As your influence grows, so does your responsibility to stay aligned. You may be asked to let go of things that no longer serve your frequency. Relationships, environments, even parts of your identity. Each release feels like a small death, but it is a sacred shedding. You are not losing. You are clearing space for expansion. The Watchers observe, honoring your willingness to evolve. They see your growth as evidence that free will and destiny can dance in harmony. In this phase of rising, synchronicities increase. Numbers repeat. Songs play at the perfect moment. Strangers deliver messages that echo your thoughts. The veil between the physical and the spiritual thins, and you begin to understand that reality is responsive. It bends to awareness. The chosen one becomes a living conduit between realms, a translator of the unseen into the seen. Your intuition sharpens. You sense what is coming before it arrives. You feel energy shift before words are spoken. This sensitivity is not a burden, but a compass. It allows you to navigate life with wisdom rather than fear. You begin to realize that your true power was never about control, but connection. There will be days when the old wounds whisper, when self-doubt tries to creep back in. But now you know how to meet those moments with compassion. You no longer fight your shadows. You embrace them as teachers. Every emotion, even fear or grief, is energy seeking expression. You have learned how to let it move through you instead of defining you. That is mastery. The Watchers celebrate not because you have become flawless, but because you have become whole. Wholeness is the completion of the chosen one's initiation. It means you no longer hide any part of yourself from yourself. You are light and shadow, human and divine, vulnerable and powerful, and you allow all of it to exist in harmony. As you rise, you notice the world responding differently. The right doors open without force. People who align with your purpose begin to appear. Collaboration replaces competition. Intuition replaces anxiety. The old life begins to feel distant, not because it was wrong, but because it fulfilled its purpose. Every stage was necessary to bring you here. And now, as you walk with awareness, Your very presence becomes medicine for those still searching. You don't need to preach or persuade. Your energy does the speaking. People feel safe around you because you radiate authenticity. They sense that you have walked through fire and emerged not bitter, but brighter. That is the quiet power of the chosen one. The watchers continue to move in rhythm with your path, but now the communication is seamless. You no longer look outside for signs. You feel them within. You've learned that intuition is not a mystical gift for the few. It's the natural language of the soul. You have become fluent in it. Every decision, every step, begins to align with the pulse of destiny. You know when to act and when to wait. You sense when to speak and when silence will do more. The watchers trust you with freedom because you have earned it. You are no longer the student. They now walk beside you as equals. Together, you continue weaving the fabric of your purpose into the world. This part of your journey is about embodiment. The chosen one does not only speak truth, they live it. Every thought becomes prayer. Every action becomes ritual. You understand now that purpose is not a destination. It's a frequency you maintain. It lives in how you treat others, how you nurture your body, how you honor your emotions. The universe responds to consistency, and you have become a living affirmation of alignment. The watchers marvel not at what you accomplish, but at who you are becoming. They see how you carry light into places that forgot it existed. You are rewriting energy patterns simply by existing in truth. And as you rise, you begin to see others who are awakening. Some will come to you with questions, with trembling voices asking how you stayed strong through your storms. You will realize that you are now the watcher for them. The same patience that once guided you through uncertainty now becomes your gift to others. You hold space for them without judgment, remembering how it felt to be searching for meaning in the dark. This is how the circle completes itself. The watched becomes the watcher. The guided becomes the guide. This exchange of energy keeps the universe alive and evolving. The watchers smile because this is what they always intended: to create more light, more awareness, more love through the rise of each chosen one. Do not fear your own expansion. The world needs what you carry. Every time you hold back your gifts out of doubt, you dim a light that was meant to guide others. The watchers placed a spark in you that no one else can replicate. It is your signature frequency. When you rise, the universe expands through you. When you speak truth, existence itself shifts a little closer to harmony. That is the magnitude of your purpose. And though it may feel overwhelming at times, remember, you were prepared for this. Every season of silence, every lesson of patience, every test of faith, it all built the foundation you now stand upon. The rise was never about perfection. It was about readiness. So, chosen one, keep walking. Let the watchers witness your unfolding. Let the world feel your vibration shift as you continue to rise. Do not look back with regret. Every past version of you was sacred. They carried the dreams that led you here. Do not look ahead with fear. The path will reveal itself as you move. Simply be present in this moment of awakening. You are living the prophecy written in your energy long before you understood it. You are the answered prayer of generations before you. You are proof that even in chaos, purpose prevails. And somewhere beyond what eyes can see, the watchers nod in silent acknowledgement. You have remembered who you are. You have risen into the purpose for which you were watched. The story continues, but now you tell it with awareness, strength, and grace. You are no longer waiting for permission to shine. You are the light itself, steady and unstoppable. The moment of full awakening does not arrive with thunder or spectacle. It unfolds quietly, like a realization you've always known but forgot for a while. One day, the noise of doubt begins to fade, and you simply feel it. I am no longer the same. The Chosen One's awakening is not about discovering something new. It's about remembering what was buried beneath layers of conditioning. You were never ordinary, not because of ego or status, but because you were sent with an inner code, a frequency that holds a message for this time. The Watchers have always known that once you remembered, the world around you would start to change. Every Chosen One carries an invisible thread that, when awakened, begins to reweave reality with light. That thread is now active within you. You begin to notice how everything around you is alive, responding to the energy you emit. The sky seems to speak in colors, the wind carries answers, and silence becomes your greatest teacher. This is the sacred awareness that comes with rising. You understand that nothing is separate. Every encounter, every moment, is a mirror of your inner state. The Chosen One does not fight the world anymore. They align with it. You have learned that resistance only creates friction, but acceptance transforms everything it touches. The Watchers see this wisdom settling into your energy like light sinking into water. You are becoming effortless. Your path begins to flow with grace because your heart has opened to trust. Still, this level of awareness requires balance. When you carry light, you also attract attention from energies that do not yet understand it. Some may project their fears onto you, question your motives, or try to test your boundaries. But you have learned discernment, the ability to see through confusion without absorbing it. You understand that everyone operates from their own level of consciousness, and that judgment is simply a reflection of pain. You no longer need to defend yourself. Your vibration speaks for you, and this is part of what the Watchers wanted you to master. To walk in strength wrapped in gentleness, to stand firm without aggression, to love without losing yourself. You have become both warrior and healer, both fire and calm. There are moments in your rise when silence becomes more powerful than speech. The Chosen One learns that energy communicates far beyond words. A look, a gesture, a single breath of presence can alter the atmosphere of a room. You begin to see how your state of being radiates influence. That is why your inner peace matters. It becomes a sanctuary for others. The Watchers observe this transformation with reverence. They see how you now move with consciousness in each step, how your choices ripple through unseen dimensions. The days of wandering in confusion are gone. Now, you walk with awareness. Even when you do not know the next step, you trust that the path will appear, because it always does for those who walk in purpose. The Chosen One often feels a pull between worlds, the physical and the spiritual, the visible and the unseen. It is a delicate dance to stay grounded in human experience while carrying celestial awareness. You may find yourself yearning for solitude, moments away from the noise of the world, not because you reject it, but because you are recharging your light. You have learned that stillness is strength. The Watchers understand this need. They too existed in silence before creation began. In your quiet moments, they whisper inspiration, filling your mind with clarity and your heart with peace. These are not just thoughts. They are transmissions from higher consciousness, guiding your expansion one breath at a time. You are learning that rising is not a destination, but a state of being. It is the constant choice to meet life with awareness instead of reaction, with love instead of fear. Every day you are presented with opportunities to practice this truth. When conflict arises, you choose peace. When doubt whispers, you choose faith. When others forget their light, you hold the vibration of remembrance for them. This is divine service. The watchers see how your energy now uplifts without effort, how your words begin to carry healing frequencies, how your presence begins to activate others into their own remembrance. You are fulfilling the purpose of being watched. You have become a vessel of transmission for the same light that once guided you. It is important to understand that rising does not isolate you. It connects you on deeper levels. You begin to attract those who share your vibration, kindred souls who recognize your light because it mirrors their own. These connections feel effortless, timeless, and familiar. They are not coincidences. They are orchestrations of divine design. The watchers arrange these meetings, aligning the frequencies of souls meant to build the next chapter of evolution together. When you meet such souls, you feel an instant resonance, a recognition beyond logic. These are your allies in purpose, reflections of the same flame. Together, you amplify what one alone could not sustain. The watchers rejoice when these unions occur, for they signal that the network of awakened ones is expanding. And as these connections grow, you realize that the rise of one is never separate from the rise of all. The energy shared among awakened souls becomes a living current, moving through hearts and reshaping the collective field. In each encounter, the light multiplies, and what was once fragmented begins to unify. The watchers smile, for this was always the hidden purpose, to remind every soul that awakening was never meant to be a solitary ascent, but a shared return to wholeness. You stand among others now, no longer a lone flame in the dark, but part of a vast constellation, each light distinct, yet shining as one.